Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
I was gonna go out, but instead I think I'll play with your ears. I was gonna get some work done, but instead I think I'll play with your ears. I got so much to do, definitely don't have enough time to do it, but with you around, how can I concentrate? I can't help but to play with your ears, play with your face, even if it's not the time or place. Play with your cute little toes and your tiny little face. Everything else is gonna have to wait. I was gonna go out, but instead I think I'll play with your ears.
What the hell? Here, let's fix it. Look at this. It's really small. We'll bring it bigger. What the hell? That's fucking funny, Johnny.
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those shows. I can feel it already. What up, y'all? Welcome to this week's B2P. Thank you for joining us. Let's go. Shout out to the Pile of the Week, the one and only Headmaster.
Oh shit.
And before we get rolling, happy birthday to Blackbird FPV. Hells yeah. Yaman Flights, happy birthday. And Print Lab FPV.
Oh, happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday, everybody whose birthdays are coming up. I always drink.
Hey,
I always drink coffee when I watch Radar. That is.
Yeah, me too.
He is. Oh, is that what's going on with Cement? He's ashamed because he got beaten Puzzle Fighter. Is that actually the score?
Apparently,
is that the word on the street that
he got his
I'm picking up?
ass handed to him by Johnny's
He can't.
favorite.
He can't. He can't show his white powder, bald head. No, out here.
That's fucking funny as hell.
I kind of need a break from fucking powder, man. Powder freaks me the fuck out. I have weird dreams after every time.
Every time I think about the show now, I have these little flashbacks of the
Well, it's like,
powder
dude, sometimes
looking at me.
after that shit, like I'll blink and that's all I see is that motherfucker just staring at me.
Smiling.
Yeah, no, like expressionless except for just a smirk. Creepy as fuck.
Creepy ass eyes. Oh my god.
I mean, it's gonna happen tonight just for talking about him.
Oh,
This man can't get
He'll
better.
just pop in there.
He said he's been under the weather for the last few days and is just still getting over it. So,
Oh,
shame.
shit.
Also,
Shame.
but maybe under the weather too. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Maybe he got sick because he got his ass handed in fucking.
That's exactly what happened.
Puzzle Fighter. Oh shit! Wow, I'm kind of bummed we're not hearing this side of the story.
I know, but there'll be a story next week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's commit to that.
Fucking.
Well, what
what's
up,
going on?
everybody?
Yeah,
Everybody have a good week. Get some good packs in. Anybody going to Rampage?
I flew a bunch of packs over the weekend.
Hey, I flew fucking 3 packs yesterday for the first time in 3 weeks. That was awesome.
I went to the fucking track and probably flew like
Oh, that's right.
30, 40 packs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Right on. How'd the race? Did you actually have the?
It wasn't like a race. Like
The
it
free
was
fly?
more of like a free fly. Yeah. First time I ever flew a track in real life, anyway.
That's awesome, dude. So
they
you've
have-
only raced in sim prior?
Yeah, yeah.
Super
Nice,
Mario
dude.
is
That's
on
fucking
today.
awesome.
I posted a 24-second lap while I was there, and I went home and practiced the track and bumped it up to 17 seconds.
Get it. Fucking
17 seconds? Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking
Yeah.
huge.
what do you have any idea for the what multi GP fucking chapter is it? Do you know? Is it like the Boston chapter, or is it like what is the chapter?
The one that I'm using,
Yeah,
it's the New England FPV chapter.
New England FPV. Right on.
Yeah.
Fucking you have any feels on? So you said the qualifiers on the 28th?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it just the one day?
As far as I know, it could be more than one.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense if it was just.
I
One
signed up for the 28th, so.
All right, yeah, it's probably.
Well,
just one
hell
day then.
yeah.
Good luck, man.
Said put up or shut up, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right.
It'll be interesting to see. I'll be curious to see like how big that chapter is overall, and like what kind of draw.
I think
You
there's
get
like
to the
90
thing.
people in the chapter or something like that.
Good
Right
amount.
on.
Yeah, that
I'll,
would-
I'll
that-
be happy if I could do under 20 seconds in the
Aereo.
qualifier in real life. I'll be happy. My goal is 15 seconds for the lap time, but that's hard.
Yeah, well, if 17's your fastest, 15.
yeah, it's
I gotta-
a technical track, and like it's got a couple definitely interesting lines to say the least.
Yeah, you gotta basically like treat like multiple gates as like one long ass fucking turn.
Yeah,
Like especially the one like where you go through the corkscrew and then you go back through the third one and then turn around
turn
and
back
go
around and go.
go back around. That turnaround you gotta treat like one long fucking turn
Mm.
and then transition it into the next turn and then that's how you
You're
keep
talking
it-
about the one that
keep
turns
it
around
quick.
and back into the timing gate, right? The start
Yeah,
gate.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's
I like the track.
I like the track too. It I was watching Minchan fly it. And
Your mom
I
likes
saw
the
a couple
track.
areas
Shoes.
where I saw a couple areas where I was like, yeah, like when you do that, when you have to go over the top of that one flag and back around that the two that are side by side with the flags going on the
Yeah,
outside.
the first two gates.
Mm. Yeah, those
Yeah.
first two gates. I saw how he was doing it. I was like, I could definitely tighten up that.
Yeah, like he like comes around and then like he flows it.
Mm.
And then he comes around and he flows it. Like it has like he has like a nice like pattern to it.
His
where he,
loop
like,
3 on that fucking corkscrew is insane though. The
dude,
loop into the
he keeps
second.
it so
Dude,
tight.
It's
Everything
fucking,
he does is absolutely insane.
I know.
yeah.
Like
But
he just
because he
goes,
does
like,
that shit seamlessly. Like
Yeah.
it's an ever flowing line.
Well,
It
there's a-
doesn't ever kink or stop.
I put his fucking video on like on my next screen and then slowed it down by like 75% and just watched what he was doing and like where he was approaching turns because I was having trouble with this one turn coming. It was like it's a left-hand turn and then leading to the three
Leading to the corkscrew.
gates. Like you gotta like pre-turn through the
Mm.
first gate and then you'll come through the first gate of the corkscrew, basically facing backwards almost, and then you'll like come up and over and then go through the fucking third gate.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
so
it's insane. I would fucking crash there
there's-
every time.
It's 3 gates. So you're going as you're approaching them. You're going to the far outside gate first, and then you have to power loop into the second, and then immediately 180 and go back the opposite
Nice.
direction
Yeah.
into the third. And so that maneuver is tricky, and the way he does the fucking power loop through him is just fucking insanity because it's so tight, it's ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous. But it's
Yeah, you
literally.
think he's flying that thing with a little whoop.
What up, Will? Yeah, man, it's yeah. If you guys are interested, you should. If you have Velocidrone, you can go and play. It's the AK 2023 multi GP qualifier, the global qualifier track, and it's only what is it? It's fucking the timing gate, the two there.
How many gates? One.
Yeah, I'm counting. It's like less than 10 or
One.
12 gates, right? Like
ill bro in the house.
Well,
Risco it
if
up.
you can count the gates, there's 1, 2,
I actually
3,
have it. Hold on a
4, 5,
second.
6,
I
7,
have
8, 9 gates. There's 9 gates, but like you gotta go around a couple of them.
Yeah, you have to go around a couple different ways.
Some of
Uh,
the gates, the tracks they do in the finals tracks are just fucking beyond me. Like those drop gates,
drop gates are fucking
those
yeah.
look hard, man.
That's what, dude. I used to do the one in fucking in Queens with the 10-inch, bro. It was fucking insanity, and you could fuck up a quad hard on those on a drop gate for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I got my quad stuck in these things multiple times. I had to go get my shit, fucking like pulling strands of gate out of the fucking motors.
Fucking hell. Let me find her
It's
window. It's
definitely
probably gonna pop up
addicting
in the
though.
wrong spot. Oh, it
John
didn't.
Solo, you should come on Saturday. They're doing another fun fly.
Downloads. I just had the fucking. Oh, where was it? Here, I'm gonna find the multi Jeep. Yeah, Anthony Knight, AK. He designed this year's
Yeah, he did a really good
PGA
job.
track.
It felt exactly like the real thing. I love the simulator. Like I don't even have to go to the track. I could just rip.
Well, that's how they do it.
What up,
They
Will
they
Brown?
build them in fucking Velocidrone, and then yeah, here it is. They build them in
Oh, is that what they do?
Velocidrone, and then they vote on it, and that becomes the actual track everybody uses in real life.
Oh, is that why there was so many votes for that one track?
Well, yeah, there's 8. There's like all the 8 entries. I think it was 8 this year. All the entries for the track are in Velocidrone right now, and you can.
I saw that. I thought it was 8 editions of the same fucking track.
There's some remixes and stuff also, but the main the official ones that are in single and multiplayer, you can't download those. Like, you know, those are just in the game. All the other ones that you download, those are like remixes or unofficial ones. This is what the track looks like, by the way. I'll bring it up really quick. Hopefully that's cropped decently. But basically, yeah, it's.
I got one of the. I have one of the racers in the playlist. I could throw it at the top real quick. It is at the top actually.
Can I zoom? Oh, can I move this around?
Yeah, just play the first video in the playlist.
Did it come up?
It's hyper FPV.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I got the diagram from MultiGP up, hopefully.
Yeah, I see it on the stream.
Oh, I do now as well. All right, cool. So you see it too, right? So it's like this is your timing gate. You come around this flag, and then you have to go over or around. What is it? Around, up, and then back down, then up and over, around, through this way, over here, to the first of the triple, power loop into the second, go back to the third, then come around to 13, down through 14.
Bro, this is the most confusing shit because my shit's delayed.
And then through 15, and then back through your timing.
Yeah, same.
I am like, what? Am I fucking stupid? Like, can
I could screen share it in here.
Nice. But yeah.
So that's basically the track. You start at 1.
That's awesome.
Around.
That's my problem, now, bro.
Gate 9 to 10. That's where my my problem gates are. I tightened it up a lot in the track though.
Right.
I mean, in the sim.
Yeah, it's like when you're coming through
that's
this
gate
one.
6. Yeah,
you gotta fucking. I should be screen sharing to you guys.
I rip through 8, and then like when I get through 9, I forget that 10 exists. And I'm just like going so fast,
ripping,
and like
right?
it just like appears there, and you're like, oh fuck, I've passed it.
Yeah, like when you're going through 8, you want to be looking at 9, and when you're coming, like literally before you go through 9, you already almost want to be looking at 10. Like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
literally as you're about to
You want to turn
crest it.
like at the beginning of the hurdle, like you want to be starting to turn already before you even go through gate 9, and then you can come through gate 10, loop back around 11, turn around through 12.
To be fair, like the one thing I noticed with Velocity for me, anyways, is I felt like I was ballooning a lot more, as I'm accustomed to when I play liftoff. But it's, you know, something I got to get used to, get comfortable with. But my big problem is I can make these fucking. I can haul ass through all this. It's when I am hauling ass from 9 to 10. I fucking balloon right out and forget I got a power loop into 11. Just like, I'm
that
just like,
too.
fuck.
That's the other issue.
I'm always just
Or
like hauling ass.
You'll either
fuck.
rip right through 10 and keep going, and then just be like, okay, well, I guess that lap's done.
Dude.
Or you'll try to do the power loop after forgetting and end up like 300 feet in the air, and you're like, oh, shit.
I would I started getting 3, 4, 5, and 6. I started getting those super tight, but I just fucking destroy this. I fuck myself.
I found that
if
you pre-turn through 9 and then come through 10 like almost sideways.
Bro,
Not
you want to be
quite
like power
sideways.
looping under as you're coming. You already be starting your power loop by the time you're coming through 10. That's what I just fucking forget.
You have to be. You do. You have to be. You have to be like coming through it at an angle, pulled back, and then start fucking rolling in, and then fucking pitch back to go through 11, and then just like
and then
zoom.
You gotta turn around and do a 180 into 12
immediately.
Immediately, like you gotta be like as you're coming out of the power loop, you have to start turning towards 12, and that's what I butcher it, bro. I balloon through 10, big goofy power loop, fucking, and then fucking come through 11 too fast, and then I gotta fucking do a fucking 180 dead stop, get through 12. 12 is the one I hang up on the most. I think that's the one that gets me.
That's 12. The one.
Yeah.
It was 1 and 2 for me.
Once I get the like on the attempts that I get the nice pre-turn through 9 and 10, going through 11 and 12, that's fucking easy, because like once I get through fucking 12, I just rip around and then just full throttle to 13, go around, and then one long fucking turn through 14 and 15. And then just fucking full throttle back through 1.
Yeah, I'd say right now my biggest problem is the triple gate.
Yeah, same. I have to get it consistent.
It's also,
my shit would be like fucking
play the first video on the playlist.
Overshoot, undershoot.
Easy to fucking blow out on when you come around 13 to 14. Your instinct is to want to go back to 1, but you got to go through 15 first.
Yeah.
And that's another one where I fucking fuck up. That's another one I was fucking up several times. But I only got to run it, I don't know, maybe half dozen times the other day, just to check it out a bit. Well, with a hammer guy. Make sure you're on 25, bro. 25 milliwatts, bro.
Who's plugged in?
Don't be
hammer
out there
guy.
with your 50 megabit fucking DJI knocking motherfuckers out of the air. The hammer guy he's gonna pop up out of the corn, bro. It's like Children of the Corn. Fucking hammer guy comes out of the cornfield.
That's creepy.
Fucking hammer guy.
Do y'all remember that shit?
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Was awesome. It was so funny though. I mean, I hate it for the person who ever like hammered their shit, but I mean, come on. You've all wanted to do it.
I mean, oh come on, stop. That shit.
Like it's like every once in a while, especially if you're like,
that was such a big community thing back of people. In the day, bro. Remember that shit?
Well, I'm still saying like at the parking lot, at the office park, you got 10 people out there. There's always one person. Usually, like it's a newer person that you don't know as well, and they'll just straight plug in on a motherfucker, and just a couple people just get blasted out. And you're
Who the
nice to the
fuck was
guy
that?
because it's like you've done that
Fox
too,
hunting with
but
some fam
in
radio.
your head you're like, this guy's looking real
You
punchable
can't help
right
it
now.
because the chances are your shit's broken.
Yeah,
Depending on
there's
your
something broken.
situation.
All right, so here we'll do. Here's that video Greg was talking about. Here's the guy running the track.
This is hyper FP. This dude's fast too.
Let me see. Oh, it's 1080 60. Let me see if we can get better quality on this. Give him a rewind. Now, after this, we'll watch Min Chan run it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I can do that.
This dude's just this dude's just going slow now. He speeds up.
Yeah.
You see how he came through that gate when he was like sideways, the first gate on the corkscrew? That's what you have to do. Ripping.
Yeah. Now he's going red.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, you fucking.
Dude, flying that fast, you feel like you're flying at the edge of your seat, man. And these dudes probably is just like chill for them.
Yeah, this dude gives me anxiety watching this shit.
Those first couple gates are my favorite. I love that. It's like a cool little figure eight, the extra loop.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so that's that track.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I forgot the course 2 gates. All right, where's Min Chan's? I gotta find it.
It's like his third
That
video
shit's
on his channel.
bananas.
MCK or is it actually?
Yeah, it's MCK FPV.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's his
I
second
just
video.
saw it, yeah.
There it be.
I love that he's fucking flying in HD0 so you can actually see his flying, his laps
Check
now.
out Min Chan's run. Same
Well,
track.
I mean-
Same track.
What's awesome
Fuck
is
this-
the guys,
You know.
the link is fast enough to keep up with. It's reliable for them.
And this is his slow lap.
Yeah.
He doesn't go fast until the beat drops. Just goes through that fucking triple gate like
This,
nothing.
yeah, the triple gates, especially when he goes on the fast run, it's just insane. That's that triple gate move, man. I gotta get that down.
He doesn't even think about it. He just threw it.
My
I'd
boy
like to have a
is
conversation
fucking.
with him. Be like,
My boy.
I'd like to talk logic with him rather than like what he's actually doing on the skip. Like, how are you actually thinking of this? Because like sometimes just changing the way you think of
Yo, he's
something
popping off, bro. Yeah, yeah.
can make you like way faster.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Packs. That's how it does it.
I may or may not have spent some
Yeah.
time under the influence of certain things playing Liftoff that I felt like did me a lot of good. That's all I'm gonna say.
If it didn't make my
Is out of the
if it didn't
drum.
make my fingers feel like they weren't there, I would agree with you.
It goes away. The biggest problem for me is like
It goes away. Don't worry.
I fucking, it's like playing a guitar, man. You got to build up calluses, like, cause I do a lot of fucking racing and a lot of sim work and shit. Like fucking my knuckle, cause it's resting on the side of my gimbal. Fucking dude, starts getting sore as fuck.
After practicing in the sim the other night for like fucking 2 hours, my fucking fingers felt like I was 90 years old.
Dude, me and a bunch of the guys in New York we would sit and play for 8 hours, 10 hours sometimes. Fucking just
The
all
mambo
day.
is not ergonomic
Oh,
at all.
I think part of me wanted to 3D print a bumper for the side of my fucking radio to help.
These fucking nubs on the back of the fucking Tango right here, they're fucking so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The only spot
After
Go ahead.
after like gripping the fucking controller and especially fucking racing at fucking 100 miles an hour lap after lap, you start really gripping that thing.
Yeah.
And then when you finally let go, you realize your fingers are still stuck in this position. You're like, oh fuck.
Take my strong hand.
Taking me back to my fucking my drum corps days after fucking 8-hour rehearsal. Fucking my fingers
yeah.
would literally be stuck in the fucking position for holding a stick.
Fuck yeah, man. It's a good time. We used to, like I said, we used to do liftoff sessions. We'd have a couple computers. Like sometimes we get up to 4 people local on the LAN playing liftoff, and then we would open it up the room to people online to join us, and we would fucking party. We'd party and play liftoff and stream and like hang out and do it for like 12 hours and shit. Like it was fucking ridiculous. We were fucked up, bro. It was funny.
I can imagine.
Like dudes are like all the homies coming through, fucking rolling blunts all day, and fucking we were
I want to see the dude from the Taco Bell
rolling and
police
tripping.
chase do a lap.
Huh?
So he went to a
I need
Taco Bell tonight
context.
and saw a police chase.
Wait, what? I missed it. You saw a police
he
chase?
said it earlier. Yeah. He went to Taco Bell.
You should have busted
and
out
there
something and
was
chased
a
it.
Pursuit.
Chase. You should have pursued the pursuer. The pursuage.
That's usually my first instinct. So when I see the cops driving fast, I want to chase after him. Like, what's he gonna do?
Was it on
Turn
foot
around
or
and
was it
get
on
me?
cars? Was like what kind of chasing was going on?
I mean, I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I feel like this is just a one-off comment with no context.
Just throwing this out here.
Yeah, he said he just saw a vehicular pursuit.
Oh, it was
while he was
vehicular.
at Taco
Okay.
Bell.
Oh,
There he is. Look.
I saw that shit earlier.
That's funny as fuck.
Fucking Doritos, Locos, Tacos.
Who's gonna? Anybody in the chat going to Rampage this weekend? It's this weekend, yeah. People are on their way. There's people on their way. On the way.
Probably.
I
Well, you
wish
guys
I could
just-
go
These
to
are all
something like
very,
that.
local.
very rich people.
But I don't even have money to drive to the next town, let alone fucking
I can't afford to
some
pay
fucking
attention.
random event. East Cuddy bumfuck somewhere.
Bro, it's a long drive from, especially, dude, tack on 4, it'd be like 20 hours for you to drive down there from where you are, bro. Like, what, it was, I'm serious, it'd be brutal. It was long ass drive from New York City down there.
What was it? 20 hours?
From New York?
Fuck
No,
that.
it wasn't
Yeah.
quite that bad, but it was,
15?
16. Because Knucklehead, we took
I'm trying to
18.
think what it was
We
for
took
us to get.
18 to get there on the way down.
Oh,
Yeah,
word.
because of nonsense. It was ridiculous. Fucking, but yeah, I think we made it back in a bit less because we were actually.
Well, y'all
rolling.
were done. Y'all didn't stop to fly. You didn't.
Nah, we were
fucking-
done on the way home. We the fuck out. Well, I was done with homie too, so. there was
Oh
that.
yeah. I remember that.
I was like, I was about ready. I was texting Say. I was like, I might need you guys to pull over and let me jump in. Get me the fuck
Why
out
would
of here.
happen?
Just it's
What up, bitch for
it's
fly?
not a conversation I want to have in public, but
Fair enough.
It was
Word.
just, it was Artie probably remembers parts
Yeah.
of it. But yeah, Joe Stan and Sayori were driving. I think they were just ahead of us or just behind. We were like kind of keeping track of each other with we were sharing our location pretty much the whole
Yeah.
way, you know, and fucking yeah, it was one of them. It was one of them road trips.
9
It was one of the road
hours
trips
from
that started off
Baltimore.
kind of fucked up, and then it got better, and then it went to hell by the end.
It was.
The
it wasn't a
Rampage
bad
part
drive
was
for me.
good.
It's like, I think 4 hours.
9 hours from Baltimore, Mar. Yeah,
What up,
fucking
did you
hell.
play?
Oh fucking! I'm stoked, man. So I finally got the Helio Whoop up and running this last weekend, and fucking Saturday got out and got to rip a few, and then fucking I flew today too, and I was shooting. I was trying the 120 4K on the Mini in 10-bit, so I shot 16:9 linear, 10-bit 4K 120, and I'm currently playing around with. I just dumped the footage and shit before I came out to get ready for the show. But man, those fucking Axis flying motors on a Cine. If you're a Cine Whooper, like them Axis flying motors on 6S are working wonderfully for me. That's all I'm gonna say. I think they're fucking great. Like I want to
I
replace.
love Axis flying motors. That's all I've been pretty much using for like the last like year.
Well, the quality and construction of the motor seems great. The performance for those the for me, it's like, you know, most Cine Whoops and 3-inch, you know, used to revolve around roughly a 1407, 1507 stator, and the Axis is a 2204.5 2300 kV motor, which I thought the kV would be a bit low for a Cine Whoop, honestly, when I was going in, but fuck no, man, it's fire. 2300 on a
Trinity?
6S on that size motor on a 3-inch prop ish is fucking fire. And what's up, Trinity? I'm extremely I'm stoked, man. I'm really fucking stoked on that that build. It handles the fucking GoPro and pack and everything fucking great. I'm getting like 4 or 5 minutes off that fucker. It does the flippy floppy decently. It still feels whoopy, but you know, it's
Well,
like
that's what it is.
yeah, you know. But the throttle is like fucking awesome. Like really is. It feels really locked, and it doesn't feel heavy at all. A lot of Cine Whoops feel heavy, and this does not feel heavy at all, which is fucking rad.
That's pretty fucking cool because I flew a fully ducted
Mm-hmm.
squirt, or that's the only thing I've flown that's like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely didn't feel like it was light.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It ballooned a lot, like it was just.
I've
Squishy.
never honestly flown a fucking Cinewhoop that I thought was like,
Yeah, flew well.
this is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
Like,
actually like, I'm like, this is pretty fucking awesome. Like, I'm amazed actually. Like, every time I flown Cine Whoops, I was kind of like, yeah, it flies all right. I've tuned, like, my Rat's flying really well, but it feels heavy. Feels heavy by comparison, not like by a lot now, I feel like. But it's, which is surprising because the Rat's analog and weighs, like I said, I think they weigh probably close to the same. And a 1507 and a 2204 and change, they have pretty close to the same stator volume. But it's the way the low end feels on that wider stator as compared to the taller one. You know what I mean?
sure.
And lots of
Well,
bottom
look good
end.
then.
And yeah, it's set up with DJI, which I was remarking earlier before the show started. It's I've actually got a really, really solid link on this build. Like the DJI hasn't hiccuped. I haven't had any skipped frames yet. I actually was in the backyard, flew it out in front of the house, and way down the street, probably had 6, 7 houses in between me and the quad, and it was totally fine. I I was flying 50 meg. I turned around and I saw my bitrate drop down into the 30s for a couple seconds as I was coming back, and it was fine. It feels like this one, whereas I didn't feel totally comfortable and I didn't feel like I totally trusted the 10-inch rig, this one feels like I could trust it. And I'm happy to say that, honestly. I think it feels good. And for Cinewooping and the speed I'm going and all that stuff, it totally makes sense. It feels right. You know what I mean? This is funny as fuck. So yeah, it's fucking cool. And I got because I did some 120 today. I'm gonna play around with that. I'm trying to figure out like how I want to deal with speed ramps and gyroflow right now. That's a side effect. But and the only other thing I think
What do you mean?
just the
Yeah, what do you
way
mean by side effect?
um currently when you're running the plugin for gyroflow, it doesn't jive well with resolve speed ramping, and so it's the stabilization can effectively kind of break in certain ways.
So what do you have to like stabilize your footage in gyroflow, then do the fucking editing?
No, you ultimately should be able to just generate the keyframes and such in the gyroflow app and then import those over without actually having to render it. It's just a step that I didn't have time to do today to really see how it worked, and so I didn't even open gyroflow. The cool thing about the plugin in Resolve, you just throw your footage in there, open up the plugin in one of the numerous ways you can, and you can literally hit load for the file, and it will basically auto fucking make a gyroflow right there on the spot in Resolve. The only thing it doesn't have, obviously, is you can't. The problem is you can't keyframe speed changes with the OFX currently. So when you do a speed ramp, there's no way to tell the plugin that the frame rate is changing the way in the percentages that you're changing it in Resolve Speed Ramp Editor. So there's a little bit of a disconnect. But as I understand it, you can go in and generate this information in Gyroflow and then feed it into the plugin without having to render. And the only bitch is if you got, 25-minute packs, like, do you really want to go in and figure all that out right away? You know what I mean? So it's like, so that part of it is kind of like, what do you want to do there? How do you want to approach it? One other, and then the other thing is if you're working on a 30 frame timeline and your footage is 120, if you render, you got to make sure you're actually rendering on a 120 timeline. Otherwise, you're going to drop all those extra frames. So when you render, you won't have all those frames to speed ramp with. So that's the other side of it. At some point, you potentially could render it, but if you're working on an edit at 30 or 60, there's a disconnect again. So like I said, I can't. I figured probably tomorrow I'll have a couple of different ideas how to approach it, but today I didn't get that far. But the 10-bit linear looked really fucking good, and it didn't on this. The Squirt's got a pretty solid tune, so I'm not getting in really much at all of the dynamic zooming. You know what I mean? So like, when your motion gets too high, it tends to crop more, right? And sometimes it kind of zooms in. So if you got a pretty solid shot to begin with, you get a lot less of the crop because you don't need as much for stabilization. I'm reading Spagoo's question.
Spagoose is having problems with his link quality. I went and I saw him flying today, and he was telling me that his link quality drops to like 30 when he's like
Have you tried to do antenna on your
300 feet out.
transmitter? what can happen with I've seen it a lot with the Immortal T or the not the Immortal T, but the diamonds. The diamond. What kind of antenna do you have? Anyways, the fucking so right on each end, the end towards the diamond and the end down towards the SMA. Over time, the fucking grounds can break, and you'll have shitty link quality. And you may not even see it because if it doesn't poke out of the fucking shrink wrap or anything, you may not even see it. So sometimes it's worth cutting back the shrink wrap and taking a look because over time those grounds can break and you'll start having shitty reception. Especially if it's every fucking quad. Because I thought you asked about this earlier. Like, to me, that sounds like something bad in the fucking antenna. Yeah, exactly. Risco the shielding.
Shield
That's what happened to Matty Blunts in Detroit. Actually, he was flying the Bando and he kept fail safing for no good reason on all of his quads, and was like, we ultimately realized that he had a fucking busted shield on his fucking transmitter antenna, and that was the problem. And if you cover it in FPV worry free, it'll never happen. You have to form a dildo around the fucking antenna. Fucking worry free. You're running 1 watt. What do you consider long distance? I mean, get a fucking trucker whip, hook that up to your crossfire. Yeah. Here's the only thing I'd say about running like 1 and 2 watt. It draws a good amount of power, and if you're not careful, some radios can actually brown out. Depending on if you're not, if I've always tried to, if I'm gonna go when I go to 1 watt, I always try to make sure I'm using a lipo to power my fucking my crossfire transmitter, and I put one of them fucking battery checkers on the fucking balance lead, so it starts beeping at me if it gets too low. But no chowder tonight. But when you're running, I don't know, like I've never really needed much more than fucking 500 in most cases, and 1 watt only on my wing. On my quad, I hardly ever ran 1 watt.
I mean, Spiggers, your quad should be able to fly a couple miles easy with that setup you have there.
I mean, I was running with 250 today, like I said, and I put like fucking at least a half dozen or more houses in between me and the quad, and my quad was 5 feet off the ground, and I had no problems with link quality at 250. And I was way, way down the street, fucking down the road, fucking flying low, and I was in the backyard. The quad was in the front yard, down the street. And I was running 250, and I had no issues with my fucking link quality.
Switch to ELRS.
And this is actually a pretty noisy hood as far as RF. What up, Maddie?
What up,
Maddie? Yo.
We were just talking about you.
Make the full switch over to ELRS anyway.
You can definitely make an SWR meter, and they sell them. We were just talking about bad fucking crossfire transmitter antennas and how they can cause you to have bad link quality and how the shield on them can break and you won't always catch it. And yeah, you'll fail safe and stuff when you try to fly a bando.
Maybe it's a bug. It's not really that low.
Well, like I said, the first thing I do is try a different fucking antenna. Borrow the homie's antenna and fucking throw it on there.
Yeah, I can let you try my my antenna. There's nothing wrong with it.
You know, it is
See
possible.
if that changes anything.
You know, and then the other thing, are you running a battery? If you're running 1 watt, are you running a battery on the Crossfire module? Because, you know, like
Forevermore, what up, homie?
I generally try to run a battery all the time, so I don't have to. Maddox freezes the shitty more. I thought, was it an Immortal or a Diamond that fucked up with you on that one? Well, if it's consistent with all your quads, it's on the TX side.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I would tend to think
You're not
so
running
also.
dynamic power, are you? Because that's something else that can cause some wonky things. I mean, can you? I didn't think you could run 1 watt on a Tango. I thought it only did 250.
No,
Are you
I'm
telling me
pretty
you're
sure
running
that's
1 watt on a
ludicrous what you
Tango?
got. If you got the exterior
On the
module.
built-in battery.
Yeah, it was a Diamond, right, Maddie? Yeah. Now I'm hella confused. Yeah, I thought
Try
Tangos-
lowering your output to like 500 milliwatts.
He said
See
it
if
happens on
changes.
everything,
Oh,
but I didn't think a Tango could go past 250.
well, you can get the external module.
Well, an external
bay and then-
module is a different story. Then you're using a fucking module.
Yeah,
So is he using a Tango with the built-in Crossfire, or is he using an external module?
I don't know. Well, he must be using an external module because there's no Tangos that can do 1 watt, at least to my knowledge, unless they can now.
He's saying the Tango Pro
Maddie's
3 is-
asking about the Sony RX02.
The Tango
For
Pro
city
V3 has
stuff.
1 watt. I guess I know. Shows how long it's been since I paid attention to fucking Tango production.
Straw Hat's done a bunch of stuff with the RX02. I'm still hella confused about that camera, actually, because I'd read something, there was some way to get 10-bit out of it, but maybe that was recording to an Atomos or something
You're
weird.
gonna have the issue on your Mambo with the fucking external.
Yeah, sorry. I can move it. Sorry. Dog needed to go out, and I blocked the door.
Or how about I pitch it to you and you can hit it as hard as you can with a bat.
What's that?
His radio.
Yeah, I
pitch
agree
it
with
to him.
Maddie. I would take the fucking Tango apart and double check that the UFL isn't like making shitty fucking connection. And yeah, maybe you do need to look at a different antenna on the fucking Tango to answer your question ultimately. Because if you're using a Tango and you're telling me you're putting out fucking 1 watt, I don't know if I trust it. To be honest, I'm a Crossfire fucking full-size module kid. Send that shit. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I've tried it on all 4 radios, same OSD reading. How are you trying it on all 4 radios if you're using your Tango? Or do you have 4 Tangos?
Or I think he's saying he has the same problem on everything that he owns, basically. Same problem follows him like a curse. Won't leave him alone. When he goes to sleep, it fucking talks to him and tells him things.
I
Tells him
don't
he's
even
not
know
gonna get very
what
far.
he's saying. That's actually a super good point Risco made. Make sure you're on 915 and not
I've done that.
896 or 898 or whatever the fuck it is.
You'll have fail safes with that though. I don't think he's having any fail safes.
Yeah, you could have a failsafe easier. If you're in a clean
Well,
if you're in a clean environment,
used-
you're not going to fail safe any more than you would. It's just because in America there's a lot of that frequency in use. So if you're in an environment with that frequency,
Yeah, exactly. I
that's
fly
why-
at schools a lot,
yeah,
which use a lot of Wi-Fi and shit. I was flying, I had my quad, when I first got the Tango, I flew in 868, not really thinking about it. And like, anytime like I would go fly across the field, I'd start getting like these fucking micro jitters where like my quad would like be flying and then just like do what it wants for a second and then continue and then do what it wants for a second, then continue. But it never fail safed. It
America.
would just like,
Mhm.
I
Jitter.
would like lose control of it for like a split second and then it would come back and then lose control for a split second. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So it doesn't sound like anything that he's happening to him.
I don't know. I don't have any ARSs. I promise.
If you're,
You should
what I
have
would do, Spagoo,
300.
is just fly your quad as far as you can in a safe space that you know you can go get it and just see if you fail safe.
What's up,
If you
Dragon?
start getting actual
I wouldn't
issues,
even
then worry
fly
about
it.
it.
Arm it, hop in your car with your radio, and drive down the street. Fucking
That's not
leave-
as fun.
Dragon, what up?
What's
You're
up,
not gonna
Dragon?
get no butt pucker from that.
Started having some homeless guy fucking steal your goddamn quad because it's fucking 2 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Leave it in your backyard, drive away, and fucking see what happens.
Right on. Yeah, Maddie's got a point there. Maybe downgrade some firmware. Sometimes that does work for me also.
To be fair, I've never owned a Tango, and I can't really speak to any feelings of that versus a full size module or a fucking micro module or any of the other Crossfire modules I've ever used. I can say that all the modules, external modules I've used, I haven't used the tiny external module yet. Have you used that? Anybody use that? The really
No.
small one, the micro one or
Oh.
whatever. It's the one
No,
for the
I'm
Tango.
still on
I
my
thought.
fucking
I'm on the mini.
fucking old ass fucking
I've been on my full size. I bought
micro.
in 2016 or 17. Like I've had that fucker for a grip.
I mean, I've had mine external since that came out.
Mine doesn't go above 250 milliwatts, so like it's
Is
time
that
to
what
retire.
ludicrous power is now?
I
I thought
fucking.
it was 5.
I have no fucking clue. I don't
Well, the
use
cool
Tracer.
thing was TBS finally added to the firmware for the full size where you could run 250 because for a long time it went from 100 to 500 and there was no in between. So I ran 500 for ages and it was fine. I never found, like I said, aside from my wing, I hardly ever run fucking 1 watt. And I think it really
run
also
1 watt on my Express LRS.
I take that back. When we were diving buildings in Brooklyn, I did kick it up to 1 watt just to be sure because I knew there was a lot of RF up top. So that's another equation I would probably boost a bit to make sure I'm punching through any bullshit that's up there. But other than that, like I've been really happy sticking at 250. Like generally speaking, like for most things. At Pilgrim, we would kick up to 500. That's about as far as I'd ever go. That whole giant concrete building. Well, the other thing is you're saying why aren't you running the 300 scale on Crossfire? You're saying it's just dropped down to 30? Are you starting at 100, Spagoo? That's actually the question. There's a scaling traditionally Crossfire. That's why the Crossfire symbol is always 99. Are you starting at 99 or are you starting at 300? Because 300 is where you want to be today. I can't even remember what that fucking shit is. I thought it was fixed in Betaflight where it just defaulted to that. Maybe it doesn't. Does anybody know? Am I talking to myself? I don't know. Go Spectrum.
Last guy. That was my favorite.
FS01. I think I have one of those.
Dragon Link.
Fucking
Shout out to fucking
Georgie
what's his name?
flew. Yeah, Georgie, dude. He flies Dragon Link. He flew that shit for my minute.
Well, him and fucking what's his name from Steel's podcast, Stealing Cat Nasty's podcast. They had been, I guess it's been a few years, maybe a couple years.
Spigo, your LQ should start at 300, and then it should drop to 100, and then it should go down to. No, yeah, it should be 300 and down, and then 100 and down. I think.
Maybe it's a bug in, or like just the way you have your shit set up.
I think you have your shit set up wrong.
That
Yes,
could
Risco,
possibly
that's what I'm
happen.
talking about. There's a different style of LQ. It should start at 300, not. Chiller, we have a
Mine
switch in
always
email.
started at 99, but then again, I don't ever set up my fucking OSD link quality because I don't fly long range or further than I'm like able to go walk and go get the fucking thing.
Where's Mike Chin?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Mike Chin enters the chat.
Mike Chin. I need you. If we say his name 3 times, maybe we'll show up. Mike Chin, Mike Chin, Mike Chin.
That would be wild.
Would you like to use a phone a friend?
That would be funny. Trying to.
Why can't we call him live on the air? Like, hey, we got this question for you. He's like, fuck off, and hangs
Yeah,
up.
LQ goes to 300. It should. That's what I'm saying. RSSI LQ.
Yeah, link quality does, but RSSI. Yeah, I guess it does. I don't know.
Oh, are they doing some craziness, Risco? LQ and Betaflight as a new calculator. What are they? They're adding packet lock? Well, that'd be fucking TBS. Bye. I don't know.
Shout out to Hit the Deck. He's having twins.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
right. That's crazy.
Jackpot.
Welcome to the Twins Club. Yeah, I just saw that shit earlier today. It's awesome.
Okay, Risco. So that was the other thing about building my Cinewoop. I hadn't actually used any. I rooted my goggles and shit, but I never used it for anything. And so I actually flashed the HD0 branch of EmuFlight and turned on WTF OSD for DJI, and shit is sweet. This shit is so sweet. It just fucking works so good. Works like it made my. I think that's the other thing I liked about this rig right out of the gate was that once I had the WTFS OSD set up, the overlay felt like analog, so it made my DJI feel more analog, if that makes sense, because of the way you can set up the OSD elements and such on your screen. I built
Kind of how the O3 is.
Well, I was.
Feels.
The nice thing was I could absolutely duplicate my analog OSD setup on DJI, and I think that's really what it was. It was exactly what I'm used to when I fly analog, except with no breakup, and that actually was huge for me personally, because that's one thing I did not like about DJI when it first came out was the way the OSD was set up. Which telemetry is generated by the FC? Well, there is telemetry generated by the FC, but I thought link quality was direct from the receiver to the transmitter and bypassed the FC. And obviously it adds in FC telemetry data, but the actual LQ was all TBS. but I've lost
Rat,
his
what
comment.
up?
What's up, Rat? I lost his comment. I don't remember how low he said. I thought he says OSD was or his LQ was going fucking down to 30. That's hella low, man. I don't know.
He doesn't want us to talk about it anymore. He said bye.
I don't know. Anyways, I fucking highly
That
recommend if you are
Futaba.
flying vistas or air units and you haven't rooted and turned on that fucking all the OSD and the extra shit. I think it's worth it's worth the time. It was super easy. Super easy. Fucking takes no time really. That's what I'm saying, Risco. Get to the bottom of the Scooby-Doo mystery. Here, read this Oscar Liang fucking thing. We go. It's all about TBS. I don't know. However, I set my shit up just works, and I never have this problem. But for a long time, wasn't there? So what changed? So it was LQ, I think, changed. Something did change with LQ at one point, though. I've lost the fucking things.
I've never paid attention really.
Well, it was like 3 years ago or something. Like it was, or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. So I feel like whatever that change was, he hasn't done or something. Hasn't turned on. The only thing, as I said, are you running dynamic power? I don't know if you ever replied to that, because dynamic power can cause things to
Do some weird shit.
be
yeah.
more fluctuated. Yeah. I mean, all I run is the regular old Crossfire, fucking the small ones. I ain't be running no fancy diversity.
My fucking main freestyle rig that I have runs diversity, and both of the antennas look like fucking naggle fucking branches of trees.
All fucking chewed up.
But I
and
still have
twisted.
99 link quality. Or
Oh,
whatever it is.
Yeah, you're running RSSI.
I just saw the same.
I don't know. I don't fail safe with that quad when it shouldn't even be able to fly. 30 feet anyway.
That's how mine are. My like tracer antennas are.
I shrink wrap. I add shrink wrap to all my fucking TBS antennas when I put them on.
It doesn't matter.
It
Doesn't matter for
helps.
me. I'm
It
still
helps.
eventually gonna take it off.
Yeah,
Those little caps, those nice little
those are
caps.
always
Yeah.
gone. Those
Just
are,
remember them when they're there that first flight, because
that's
they're
what I'm
not going
saying.
to
You
be there
shrink
when you.
wrap them motherfuckers. You
when they
don't
get
lose
back.
them. I shrink wrap. I run a couple. Sometimes I'll do two. I do 2 layers of shrink wrap. I do one that does the cap, and then I do a second one that goes over the end of the cap even, and cut it right at the edge of the end of the cap. And it fucking I don't lose them, because that is the one time I fail safed on Crossfire with a 10-inch. It was fucking that cap had come off and had gotten chewed up a little bit, and it was like that claw of shielding wire hanging out the end. And I did a yaw spin, and that tapped the carbon, and I fail safed. It dropped straight out the.
Dude, one
straight out
of
air.
the antennas has completely scraped off the paint of one of my motors. It's chrome now, where it
Wow.
used to be a Farouk
It rubbed it
fucking
clean.
blue and black motor. It's just scratched chrome now. Fucking great.
I mean, my shit works flawlessly, so I don't care.
Yeah, I haven't fail safe with that quad before.
I mean, dude, that's what I'm saying, Risco. That was my problem too. My TBS antennas used to be made out of heat shrink, like after they were mangled. So I just started making them out of heat shrink before I mangled them, and it definitely helps. In my opinion, it helps. Because they don't flex as much, and so they're less likely to get caught up in bullshit.
Yeah, that's what happens. They start bending upward towards the propeller and just.
And they get fucked up. Yeah, and or other. So if you shrink wrap the hell out of them while they're really straight, they tend to get really stiff and they don't flex and they don't get as fucked up
I'm
as
gonna have
quick.
to do that.
Every new build I try to do it, man, if I can remember. I didn't do it on the Cinewoop, but
Just use electrical tape. Fuck it. I'm gonna end up putting it on there anyway.
like I said, I've got a few gnarly ones, but the tens were the ones that like I said, I fail safe that one time and I was like never again. So I started shrink wrapping the hell out of them before I even like when I replace it. As soon as once it's mounted up, I shrink wrap the fuck out of it. But you know what? Now that I know about FPV worry free, I might just fucking
Slather it up.
Slather it on my fucking immortality.
Just fucking dip that shit.
Just make it like it'd be like a fucking, you know, rubber ball antenna. Fucking yeah.
Exactly.
Can we get a bucket of worry free and just like dip it?
You could either use that or probably could do some like CA. Just dip it in CA and
Fucking CA.
hit it with some accelerant.
CA gets hard though.
Yeah, exactly. No flex. It shatters.
You do a layer of CA. Yeah, exactly. Just fucking shatters. It's fucking.
I mean, you can always do what I do. Just a little West Systems epoxy that shit.
Fucking some 2-part.
Yeah, dude. That marine fucking epoxy.
Just
That's
mix up
the
a bunch
shit.
of 2-part. You slap it on the fucking cardboard. It
Oh,
sticks.
bro, if there's something I want to put somewhere that I never want to move again.
We should make a Mortal Team mold for FPV worry free.
Hell yeah.
Fucking epoxy.
Just
Like do like a
Fill it.
silicon mold, like for like they make for dab bowls, you know, but we'll make it for Immortal Tees, and then you can fill it. And when you're done, you can use it for dabs. It's double duty.
there you go. Store your dabs or worry free or
Or
Immortal
worry free
Tees.
or fucking Immortal Tee.
Man, I'm listening to some music in the background here. MC Mac is hitting off right now.
We're making a plumbus. Dab the worry free. Oh yeah, I was gonna fucking shield my fucking GPS on my build. And you ever open up a build that you had plans of doing something and you look at it and you decide that nah, I'm not actually gonna do that after all. That was me this weekend.
That's usually me anytime I'm building a quad lately.
I had I wanted to
Get started like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that.
I wanted to take the GPS out and see if I could reprogram it, and I was gonna shield the fucking wires because they run along my Vista, all that crap. But it's so buried and zip tied and it was so perfect that I just like I'm not undoing that. I actually built a fucking loom and I used the fucking like the nylon, like almost like fucking rope sleeve, and fucking it's like perfect. It's like super. I was like, yeah, I'm not tearing that apart. Bro, it took me a few attempts to figure out how I was going to build the Cinewoop this last week. I was trying to figure out where I was going to... A Vista and the Cinewoop that wasn't designed to handle a Vista at the time. I actually had to... I 3D printed a jig because I had to drill stack holes in the carbon to move the stack to the front of the frame because the stack mount was right in the center of the frame and there wasn't enough room to stick a fucking Vista in there. So I made a 20 mil bolt pattern and I fucking 3D printed it real thick. And then I ran bolts through 2 of the holes that were existing to set up where the next 2 were to drill. And that's how I made a jig to fucking move the stack forward. So I drilled it all out and moved it up. And
Nice.
and it was perfectly square. Yeah, like it worked really well actually. And then I was able to cram the fucking Vista in there. But I also number one, it has all the TPU, but it has a Beck, a spike absorber, a cap, and a fucking crossfire all crammed between the Vista and the flight controller in the middle. Basically, it was a little gnarly.
Sounds like it. That's complicated.
What gibberish are you speaking, Greg? Well, we were gonna try to do fucking live game of quad today, but that ain't happening. We never got to it.
Just play some videos and then,
Call it.
yeah. I want to be grinding on the fucking sim in a little bit anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna try to get back on that too at some point. I hadn't touched it since the other day, and
I want to be able to, my next goal is consistent, like consistently around 17 seconds, like every lap. 17 to 20 seconds.
big
And
thing
I'll
is
be
to get that
happy.
consistency with no crashing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
do your 3
yeah.
laps around that time, and
Like if I want to have absolutely no crashing and make sure I don't crash, I probably average about 20 seconds a lap. If I like full balls to the wall, fly as fast as
I mean,
I can, I usually,
to be fair,
that's when I
bro,
get like 17.
like you know,
Thanks, bud.
just finishing races is half the battle, bro.
Yeah,
Telling you,
that's that
you
if,
know,
for the 28th, that's my goal. Finish the
and
finish the race.
because a lot of guys will be pushing themselves hard, and a lot of times that leads to crashing out, and sometimes that leads to being out because you end up might, depending on how hard you crash out and how many times and how much spare parts and quad you got, you might get knocked out for whatever
I
reason.
win because everyone else goes hard and I just tried to finish the course.
Dude, my very first race, there was almost 70 pilots. It was 2 days long, and it was like 8 a.m. to like 7 p.m. for 2 days straight. It's fucking brutal. I came in 16th because I made it to the end.
Nice.
And I wasn't fucking the fastest pilot by a long shot. You know what I mean? But like it was kind of like slow and steady fucking wins the race. And I fucking, I was pretty proud of that, dude, because like that was my first time, and I was like, there was a lot of really amazing pilots.
I'm just glad I got to go. My first like experience running gates was like just a chill one. It wasn't like a fucking race or anything. Like it was just like a few dudes fucking hanging out and fucking ripping packs. Fucking, and we did like a mock race at the end, which was pretty cool.
When you get into the actual an actual race, the time, like I said, the timing is way different. There's a lot more emphasis on being on time and fucking.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Yeah.
And so that adds, like I said, that adds a certain amount of pressure because, if you have to fix a quad in between heats and shit, and again, it's kind of as I was wondering how many people were in the chapter, because depending on how many people actually show up to qualify, your heats could be every 4th or 5th race, or they could be every other race. You know what I mean? So it's like, and so that whole thing changes. And I don't know which is, to be fair, I think I like to have it pretty rapid fire, because when those things last like 8-10 hours, brutal. Especially if it's hot. You're out in the elements all day. By the end of it, you're just like, fuck. It's brutal, bro. That's the other side. The elements just wear you down. You know what I mean? Like just being out there. Long day. Can be a long day depending on how many fucking people are involved.
Yeah, I'll be happy if I can finish. I'm confident that I can. When we did our mock race, that's when I did my fastest time of the day, and I didn't crash out on my 3 laps. I started to get into a 4th lap, but then the time ran out.
Yeah, have
That was always
Darkwing
my
take a look
problem.
at
I
your
couldn't
fucking
finish.
quad, Spagoo.
I'd either take too long or crash.
I think you
well
have to.
before.
I think you have to do like 3 laps or something like that.
Typically 3 laps.
I don't know like the official rules. I just know that I'm gonna try and go as long as I can without crashing.
You got this, dog.
Yeah, and I mean the first one's just like you said, slow and steady wins the race. Just fucking get through. Don't worry about the time. Just fly through it. Because just like I said, getting on the board is step one. If you crash out and don't set time, you're not on the board. So like just get on the board and then work on it from there.
Usually lap 2 is where I'm trying to go for the time. Lap 1 and 3, I'm just pretty much chill.
Those cats on the fucking V drone are doing 45 sec. Yeah, no, they're doing 24 to 26-second races. So 3 laps
it's
at
insane.
8 to 9 seconds a fucking lap. It's
I think the fastest time so far is like 11 seconds in real life. And that's, I think, Minchan.
I didn't. They probably timed him.
I'm not sure. Some of these fucking kids are done with the fucking whole track before I've gone through the first 3 gates.
Yes.
It's insane.
Well, that's what's crazy is, I mean, that's the other side of it though too, is when you're actually in a race and you're following somebody else's line, that can be really helpful. And it's a good thing about flying when somebody's faster than you are, because you can, once you start, just try to get locked in behind, decent distance behind them, and just try to hang on, like as best you can. But it will help you, fucking learn the lines, learn faster ways to cut them, and then, but yeah, it's crazy. You think those dudes are like seriously doing all 3 laps and like, almost the same time as we're doing 1.
That's insane,
it's
dude.
like holy shit, like getting lapped in the middle of your lap. Getting lapped twice in the middle of your lap, dude. Like, goddamn.
Bro, that was.
By then you have a really good chance of getting taken out anyway. If you're getting lapped, you're fucking probably going to get fucking taken out by the fucking lead guy.
No, because that would take them out potentially. They're not gonna,
It's like, you think you're finishing, boy? Nope. Rubbin's racing.
Yeah. Not as much with quads.
Yeah, Rubbin's crashing.
Yeah, what the hell? So we were talking about it before we get into videos. You guys seen what the hell is going on with iFlight? What they're mad because people keep upgrading their binding flies and then bug them for support. Is that what's going on? Like, I'm trying to.
Sounds like it, yeah.
I'm trying to understand why it's an issue. Like, anybody that's running Betaflight right now and is actually using cloud building, like, I understand what it's doing, but I'm trying to understand why it's an issue that you couldn't just make a dump that is online. They're saying they're going to send USB keys out with their binding flies that have the backup and the CLI diff on it. I'm like, why don't you just put it online?
Yeah,
why is this so hard?
What's the difference between that and putting it online? Yeah.
Like, I don't.
It'll save them probably like
Makes
thousands
sense.
of dollars putting fucking flash drives in every box.
Well, like I said, print on the inside of the box. If you're gonna upgrade it, make sure you make a backup, dumbass. Like, I don't know what. Like, I mean, what the fuck? I'm just really confused though. Like Bart, like JB was talking about it yesterday, and I've seen some stuff on Facebook, and then some of the posts. Then Greg kind of told us what he saw, which is what JB said is like, they basically, people are getting mad because the thing comes with 4.3 on it. They put 4.4 on it, and then it basically breaks the quad because they don't know how to reprogram it.
Yeah, motors aren't spinning the right way. Fucking the radio's not working because they didn't select the right protocol. Fucking shit like that, and they have to call. They're just probably just tired of fucking all that.
But this is a hobbyist. But that's part of the hobbyist thing, bro. Like,
yeah, I was saying I feel like fucking up a quad by changing the firmware and not knowing how to change it back
and learning how to
or
fix it is how
I feel like that's like a rite of passage. That's like part of learning your shit. Be like, oh wow, my quad doesn't fly anymore, and there's no one to hold my hand.
I mean, thank God
to
for
figure it out.
Project Blue Falcon back in the day. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
man.
Like JC was my fucking savior for real.
Right.
Like when
No
I was
doubt.
I built my first quad, so I had to learn how to program a flight controller right from get. And at the time, like I was one of the first people that was trying S-Bus. Everybody was still running PWM, so I was trying to figure out how to fuck to make S-Bus work, and then figured it out and was like, oh shit, this is actually easy and cool, and it works way better.
I feel
mean,
like, John, if
well-
those people were defeated by things like software, they weren't going to get very far.
Well, all right, so
And
part of it-
probably going to quit anyway.
it stems from the Betaflight presetting system, and basically what's happening is they flash 4.4 on it or whatever, and then the presets are no longer there. But apparently there were presets there, but then when you flash other presets, all I can guess is that the other presets are changing resources around, and or if you're cloud. So when you cloud build, you can effectively choose what features you want installed on your target, right? And that you can turn off shit if you don't really want it technically, or you can omit stuff accidentally. But it's like, is there a slide? But dude, like, what are these presets doing to the FC that are like that irrecoverable? I don't fucking know. Like, I'm like, what are you guys doing, bro? I have not fucked with cloud build on Betaflight yet, and so I don't really know what to take my strong man.
I just hadn't used Betaflight in so long.
I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
I
With it.
flashed it last year on something, and I did some testing when I was doing some testing for T-Motor. I always usually run it and check it out, but I hadn't done the cloud build stuff yet. I hadn't tried any of that. But traditionally with universal targets, you would flash the universal target, and it would say, you're using a iFlight blah-de-blah. Do you want to, install the defaults? Yes or no? And you'd say yes, and then it would make it an iFlight blah-de-blah. So I'm just really confused what the hell Betaflight's doing now that's causing this issue to not work, and it like causing this issue in the first place. And the fact that a manufacturer is getting upset that people in a hobby are being hobbyists, it's really weird, man. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm
I
confused.
don't understand why it's a big deal, but
Well, like, I was just trying to see if there's some technical thing that I haven't experienced with Betaflight yet.
yeah.
Like there's something weird they've done with their cloud build presetting system that I'm not privy to because I hadn't fucked with it yet. But I couldn't imagine, man, like it being that big of an issue.
Apparently it is.
Apparently it's big enough that
Maybe it's just the quantity of people.
iFlight pulled all their presets off the Betaflight repo. So now if you want iFlight presets, you have to contact them, which is what they were upset about in the first place. So I'm really fucking confused, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's like people are bugging you too much for support, and it's so now you take away the stuff, and they have to bug you for it. Like I don't know, man. It seems crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Well, apparently you can't just default back to the iFlight preset. It doesn't. So apparently their presets don't have maybe it doesn't have all the resource mapping included, and some of the other ones do. That's what I'm confused by. Why is it that other presets are able to change the controller in a way that is... Because apparently people are getting so mad that they're refunding their fucking flight controllers because they fucked them up and they can't fix it. And I was just like,
No, I think they're refunding whole bind and fly quads because this problem's coming from bind and flies. People that build their own shit at that point, like if you build a quad from scratch to flying, you know how to configure the thing, or at least someone showed you.
but what if you buy an iFlight FC in the presets? Fucking change all your... Because a lot of people don't understand resourcing very well outside of maybe motor mapping, and
Yeah, you know, if somebody's build it for the first time and it's not working right,
Well, that
and
was
they
the
just
thing.
can't figure it
Like I
out.
said,
I don't know.
with Betaflight Universal Target is basically a generic target that has all the resources available, right? When traditionally, uh, the legacy targets, we didn't turn on every fucking resource because we were trying to save memory. So you would just enable the resources that are actually required for that flight controller when you're making the target. So if I'm making a T-motor target, I'd only give it the resources that that thing actually has. And then I would compile that target, and that's what it was. With Betaflight Universal, it's a generic target that has all of them available, and then you use the universal target configs to basically turn off everything you don't need and assign the things that you do. But so in theory, all the resources should be there all the time, unless you cloud build and don't include certain ones. But like I said, it's fucking super weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny they ended up. That's why I never update my shit.
Shit, man, I don't even upgrade my graphics drivers. We've spoken about this.
Darkwind's the correct
Well, when
not
shit
all
just
resources
works,
for
I
four
mean,
maps. Lost my barrel.
fuck with it?
Yeah, you know how many new games I've played lately that are like, you're running outdated drivers. You will experience malfunctions and poor gameplay. And I'm like, bring it on.
I keep my driver. I keep my video drivers
Smooth
up to
gameplay
date.
the whole way through, and I'm like, what was this about poor performance?
The Diablo was it the Diablo beta gave me that the other day, and I had to update my graphics driver because I was playing online.
Exactly.
And but I keep my drivers updated. I run GeForce Experience, and I have on the studio computer. It's set up. It only installs the studio drivers, and on my gaming computer, I just run it every so often. And fucking usually, if I get a Windows update, I automatically check for an NVIDIA update. But I do recommend with running Resolve that you run the latest studio driver. Like it's generally been a good thing.
I generally consider upgraded software on new builds rather than old builds. Once a build's flying, what's the point, right?
Only if there's
Unless it's
something
like an
you
absolutely
need.
needed feature, yeah.
Well, it's like people that want to run the DJI 03 before they had MSP display canvas.
Understandable,
You know,
understandable. That there's a feature there that you're needing.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it just to do it, and then complaining that your fucking quad's not flying right anymore, well, that's just see, that was dumb. Shouldn't have done that. You had your shit flying good. Now it's flying like dick. And whose fault is it? It's not iFlight's.
Well,
Agreed. They should have a fucking default dump that's for their fucking quads for each one of their models, so that they don't have to fucking deal with fucking noobs being
I
like,
just feel
oh, it doesn't
like I
fly
said,
anymore.
maybe tomorrow I'm gonna just read some of the chatter, see what the hell's actually going on with all of
Yeah,
it.
you
But
gotta
like,
go look at the comments.
you know, like, but it's like if you're a manufacturer, like you're trying to be like DJI and sell to people that aren't really drone people, you know, but DJI locks down their firmware in a way that when there's an update, and honestly, that's the way. Look at Brain FPV. Brain FPV, if you want a target for their thing, you download the target from Brain FPV. And when Betaflight 4.4 comes out, you have to wait till Brain releases the 4.4
Yeah,
target.
exactly.
And what? So if it's such a big fucking problem, why don't you just make a fucking dedicated target for it, which is mad easy to do, and fucking do that. Do that thing. You can assign all the defaults for PIDs and all the shit in the
You
target.
could probably have a discussion with the dude who owns fucking Brain. Just be like, what are you doing here? I'm sure it fucking.
He's just because the Radix target uses an OS system called Chibi OS, and so the OS is what they use for their OSD, their fancy OSD, and that is not part of the main branch of Betaflight. It's maintained separately, so Brain has to make their own dedicated targets that are hard coded for Brain. And
yeah,
if
that might be an issue. iFlight might not want to do that or have the resources to do it.
I don't buy that. It's
Well, the resources they should have. They have money.
I don't. It's no different than making a universal target, bro. I mean, I made targets for Emu Flight for years. It's the same shit. Just build a dedicated target.
Well, if somebody doesn't if nobody that works for that company knows how to do it, I mean,
I couldn't imagine that. That's not reality. How can you be a flight controller manufacturer that doesn't know how to build a target for your own flight controller? You know, I mean, like,
I have no idea. I'm not a flight
Man.
controller manufacturer, so can't answer that one.
it'd be like a logger that doesn't know how to use a chainsaw. Like, what the fuck? You know, you're not much of a logger, are you? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell.
What's
You
that
got a
thing you're
point.
using? I've been using my hands all these years.
Use a wet rope.
Uproots a fucking tree with his bare hands.
Oh, man. I don't know. I just thought that was a really interesting little bit of news that was made me really scratch my head and wonder why and what the hell is going on. You know, like,
Yeah.
what is going on there?
Yeah. Sometimes the question needs to be asked.
Fucking hell, right? Things that make you go, Is there any other news? Anything else cool come out? Any new props or anything? Fucking anybody see anything cool? Well, I mean,
No.
bro, like if you're gonna be like trying to be like DJI and go after new pilots,
Go all in.
bro, you should know the shit what you're stepping into. I mean, you know what I mean? Like anybody who's been around for
Yeah.
any time and has just helped people, new people. If anybody's helped, I mean, look at the guys who are beginning the FPV. They have the patience of saints, and they help new people get in the air. You got to be ready for that if that's what you're gonna do. You know, you're trying to sell a product to people that are new that don't have any experience. So you need to hold hands like a motherfucker, and you probably want to put a big ass
think,
disclaimer
I think part of the
printed
issue,
in the box that says if you're gonna update, this is what you need to
Yeah.
do, and then make a thing, make a document and the thing online in a thing where people can get it.
I
But-
think what might be happening now is, you know, in the past, everybody who's gotten into FPV has kind of looked into it and understood that the journey is going to be pretty tough. A lot of the people, since
There was a
FPV
cost
is
of
getting
entry,
a lot
yeah.
more mainstream, the people that are coming in nowadays are a lot less patient. Like they're the I want it to work and work now, and if it doesn't, it's your fault type of people. They're not hobbyists. They're just fucking in it for the, I don't know what the fuck they're in it for, but it's not for
Market
it's not for
expansion.
soldering shit, it's not for fucking programming shit, and it's not for figuring anything out that might be difficult.
Well, it's like there's probably a lot of people are spillover from DJI FPV and such. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Like people that have learned to fly from fucking flying that thing, and then when they come over to the hobby side, they're like, "Well, this doesn't work right out of the box like I thought it would." I don't know, but that's what happens when you fucking when something goes a lot more mainstream.
Yeah,
You attract those types of people.
which is cool, and that's all well and fine. But like, if you're gonna be a manufacturer that's gonna try to cater towards that crowd, you got to be ready for it, and you got to
Yeah, for
you
sure.
gotta be forward thinking, because I think anybody, like I said, anybody who's just been around the hobby, who's really helped a lot of people in various places and has had to, you know, hold hands, so to speak, for people that just don't have a clue. You gotta fucking, for lack of a better word, you gotta, if you're gonna be a manufacturer going into that industry, you gotta idiot proof the shit out of it. You know, put stickers on shit.
It's hard to idiot proof a fucking extremely hard hobby to get into.
Put a fucking plug over the USB with a tag that says "Don't remove this unless you know what the fuck you're doing." You know, like don't upgrade your shit unless you know it. You know, go here. Here's a QR code to get more info. You know, like Artie said, like you could. It's like, but you got to put it fucking in but big bold ass writing.
Yeah, it has to be blinking lighting,
Yeah, it's gotta
slapping
be
them in the
like-
face.
And have, like I said, have the support shit ready. The deal with it. You know, like know what you're getting into and make sure you have the infrastructure and the documentation
Or hey,
together.
I noticed that I'm getting the same problem over and over again.
How can I solve that?
Look, how can I streamline that? Oh, well, let's make a video explaining how to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Or avoid the problem.
That's
Maybe
what
do
Bardwell
all of
does
that.
anytime he gets a fucking question
Exactly.
over and over again, he makes a video so he never has to answer it again. He can just point to the video.
It's like, here's the link to that.
Remember that shit. Yeah, man. I mean, and I think those are the best kind of videos people can make. You know, if you're going to make like a how-to or helpful video, try to find the common ass problems that people ask over and over and over again and address that shit. And yeah, for sure. Here, we'll get some videos while we carry on.
Met a girl downtown at the bar last night and we got to talking. Said she likes cheap drinks and tattoos and Morgan Wallen. She said, what about you? I said, I like late night bonfires, Yellowstone, Whiskey Myers, and lifted trucks with mud on the tires, and I'm back. Feeling like $1 million, still trying to live it up live in America. Grew up in the Appalachian Mountain South of the Mason-Dixon in a small town area. Been trying to tell y'all for a minute that I'm here. I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I'm in my hometown right now with the windows down at the cookout drive-thru. Pull up, hop out, Walmart, late night. Redbox movie, you, me, date night. This that full moon rising. Girl, I'm full of surprises. Camo pants with that Air Johns. I'm so stylish. Don't ask me for my opinion.
This looks like fun.
Get offended. Everybody's just so sensitive. It's crazy, it's ruined so many friendships. Okay, I'm gonna come back.
Reminds me, I need to finish my fucking dirt bike video.
All I care about's my friends, my family, and my
Yeah,
Lord
you do.
Savior.
I don't know, bro. I think something is missing.
What are you thinking?
I mean, it's called Dunton Ranch Freestyle, isn't it?
Yep.
So, did you ever do that dirt bike video? I never saw anything from you either.
Met a girl downtown at the bar last night and we got to talking. Said she likes cheap drinks and tattoos and Morgan Wallen. She said, what about you? I said, I like late night bonfires, Yellowstone, Whiskey Myers, and lifted trucks with mud on the tires, and I'm back. Feeling like $1 million, still trying to live it up live in America. Grew up in the Appalachian Mountain South of the Mason-Dixon in a small town area. Been trying to tell y'all for a minute that I'm here. I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. I'm in my hometown right now with the windows down at the cookout drive-thru. Pull up, hop out, Walmart, late night. Redbox movie, you, me, date night. This that full moon rising. Girl, I'm full of surprises. Camo pants with that Air Johns. I'm so stylish. Don't ask me for my opinion. I don't want y'all to get offended. Everybody's just so sensitive. It's crazy, it's ruined so many friendships. Okay, I'm gonna come back later. Why would I care about my haters? All I care about's my friends, my family, and my Lord and Savior. I'm back now, on a track now. West Virginia's finally on the map now. I just do my thing.
Well, the one interesting thing was the reason why I was questioning the whole thing with iFlight is that when Bardwell talked about it yesterday, he didn't really mention if you're gonna upgrade your mine and fly, you should make a CLI dump so you have a backup to go back to. I was just surprised that I didn't actually finish. We didn't have a chance to finish completely watching it. I didn't see if he added anything.
Somebody who wait, are you suggesting somebody who gets the quad should make a CLI dump?
Before they back up, or before they flash, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proper procedure.
That is proper, but these people don't know what a CLI dump even is.
But Bardwell's covered it a billion times, and like I said, I'm surprised he didn't recommend that people do that. And hey, watch my video on how to make a backup of your shit when you upgrade to 4.4. You know.
I remember when I was getting into FPV, I didn't know really what resources that I was finding that were good. So that might be an issue with some people. Still, even to this day, they don't know that Bardwell is the man until someone tells him that Bardwell's the man, unless you stumble upon him. Because otherwise you're gonna fucking stumble upon people reviewing the Yashin Wizard and shit. algorithm still does that to people. We got RC fan.
Got a 3-footer sitting above. Got a new John Deere just riding around with a cold beer in his hand. While I'm still pull start, push hell, but it gets the job done, amen. We're always gonna want a little more than we got. It's just the way the big world turns. Riding that stock market rocket, holes in your pocket. Yeah, there's just one thing I've learned. If you're mad at the man or you're mad at the hand you were dealt, well then you're missing a point. Grass is
That tree is just looking to grab your quad, and it did. If you don't think trees can reach up an extra 5 feet and grab your quad, you're fucking wrong.
If you wanna live a little, give a little, take a little, but don't be so brittle, my friends.
Trees are sentient and they don't like quads. Or they actually, maybe they like them extra much, so just like keep them forever.
Bro, I was flying around with the DJI Whoop, and I was all happy and enjoying myself. And of course, I go to the front yard, and there's like one branch hanging down that grabs my quad. And I was like, I just was laughing. I didn't crash, but I smacked the shit out of it. And I was like, of course, I hit the only fucking branch that's hanging out with one of the DJI. It's like I can see everything, and I still end up hitting the fucking one branch.
It's like you'd think it would, like, there's this little one spot that I like to fly in that has one power line, just one, running from one section to the other, and it's like, all right, it's like such a small cross section of space. You'd think you'd never really hit it.
Well, of course you do.
But you do.
Yeah.
You come so close all the time. You're like, fuck, how do I end up always in that cross section of fucking outer space? Or inner space, or wherever the fuck we are.
Whacking a power line going full tilt or something. Fucking. There's a spot Bill and Say and a couple friends used to fly it over in Brooklyn, up by the Science Museum. Actually, it was in Queens, but by the Science Center, and it was like right behind the Science Center by the rocket ships, and Dragon knows what I'm talking about. Over by the rockets, Dragon. Anyways, there's a fucking little field over there, and for whatever reason, it's got fucking random ass power lines running through it, and we'd be running around back there.
Suplexed.
You could not fucking miss those things, bro.
That's how I like to end videos. Crashes and fucking stuff like that. What we got? Banister post. A bunch of these dudes are headed out to Rampage now. They're usually lurking in the chat.
Oh, Bannister's coming all the way down there for that. Maybe.
I have no idea. He's usually in the chat though. He's lurking.
Does anybody know if
That's a cool little spot.
has KISS fucking added HD0 support?
I have no idea.
I wonder. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ultra has.
Well, if they do, that means you could run WTF OSD on DJI on KISS.
I got offered to fly fucking to borrow some HD0 goggles and some VTXs, but I don't know if I want to because I don't think I'll ever really want to fly anything else, to be honest. And I won't want to give it back. Like,
That good?
it's pretty nice. I ain't gonna fucking lie. Like if you like analog as your thing, Yeah, it's fucking. It's like analog, but like you can see. Really good.
I mean, dude, I was even watching Bot Grinder's video the other day, and his fucking HD0 DVR was crystal clear. He had a little bit of chatter here and there, but
I was watching
Risco said you can run WTFLSD on DJ on Kiss. So his buddy just did it, and he thinks the tuning menu in the dogs also.
bro, that's the shit, man. I'm telling you, like, if you have DJI and you're running Vistas and you know the older shit, fire that shit up. It doesn't take long to root your goggles. It doesn't take long to install the shit, and it's all pretty automatic. You know, obviously, if you're running, you know, I still put a fan on my air unit long enough to let it do its thing because you are powering it up and plugging it in, but it maybe 3 to 5 minutes tops to root it and install the package.
What are you using your quad for combat, Briscoe? Shit must be tough out in Connecticut.
I like to have a crosshair. You know, that was something about Velocidrone.
Does it help for like racing?
I didn't get far enough. I didn't bother, but I was meaning to go in and figure out if you could turn on the crosshair in the OSD on Velocidrone. I'm sure you probably can. I just didn't see it in the race menu, and I didn't want to back out to the quad menu. But anyways, yeah, I like having a crosshair for racing. Definitely. I like to have a crosshair in general.
How does it help? I've never used crosshairs, so
well, it gives you an indication of where your horizon is in relationship to the quad, and that can be helpful.
Oh, that could be helpful on high tilt, I guess.
And well, one thing I will tell you is, like, when you're racing and if you get to the point where your fucking crosshair is always really low, that means it's time to increase your camera angle. Ideally, when you're racing and you get the quad on plane and you're pretty much full throttle and you're just steering and you're barely, you know, only dropping throttle a little bit, but you're pretty much full throttle the whole time, getting your crosshair near the horizon line via the angle will help you. It will help you. Because when you take off, you can set your fucking attitude right out the gate. You know exactly where you need to be on your tilt, and then every time you're doing, you know, loops and whatever, having that crosshair, knowing you're getting, you know, or if you just know that, hey, my crosshair normally sits a little bit below, you know, the horizon, so to speak. You just get used to where it needs to be for all things, and you just put it there. What's Dragon Say's cheating?
Crosshairs.
I use a crosshair in my average cell voltage. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you know where your OSD elements need to be in relationship to where
What is real?
You know, if you know where your what's up, what is real? If you know where your shit needs to be in relationship to the gate, it definitely can help you.
You gotta take your instruments off and use the force. Use the force loop.
Turn off the targeting computer.
I don't even use FPV goggles. I just fucking close my eyes and just imagine my quad. And it just happens to take off and start doing whatever I'm imagining.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it freaks everybody out at first.
Dragon, yesterday I was talking to Travis, He posted
What
that
is real? What's up, homie?
the video when we were flying the 10-inch quads to the drop gate out there at fucking Corona.
Pull up to mine in her husband's car. She want me, she need me. She wanna come round.
Travis and I were power looping this fucking drop gate, and he crashed into it, chasing me.
She know I got rocks that I sling off the curb, big words in a slick demeanor. Jesus, baby, she be ringing on my phone like crazy. Easy, crazy, big cakes of bacon, I'm greedy. I came, I saw her, I conquered, waking up in my Gucci boxes. Couple of jabs with a 1-2 bang, I'll knock your block off. Yeah, fling balls like Frederick.
Now Will Brown.
Clean shot, make a man dance, and I don't need TikTok. And that's them loons, and that's them jewels, and that's that bright. And that's that swing, and that's that left, and that's my right. Yeah, scope my man said be my sniper sight. That's right, then it's pie and a fag and a dance on a Friday night. In a big beamer, shoot shots on the man and the cool cleaners. There's been a little spill on that block we was last week where the boys put them feelers. I just wanna
Dude, I want to go to this spot so bad.
I just wanna whip round with a few shooters. I just want a few points and a few fags. Big 16s and I blew that. Now son, you don't wanna do that. Son should have known I'm a big deal. Son should have run when he threw that. Yeah. Pull up outside and
I'd be happy with a level in the sim.
Nice.
smashed this car in the shop window. Why'd I give up? This one's rented.
This would be a good candidate for that.
Well, Fumes roll us a fag, will ya? Yeah.
What is that place anyway?
Yeah.
It's got to be a school. Right?
Yeah, I was thinking it's school.
On a jukebox, birds been shaking the bunda, making me crazy. If a girl keeps going like this, then I'm taking
Some
her home and
fancy
making
ass
babies.
school.
Now
The
I
rich
don't
motherfuckers
mean to be
go
rude, but
there.
it's dead and I'm feeling wavy. So I might just slide to the cab, grab Sandra, Babs and Casey. Come on then, mate, let's jump in the cab, tell Mo to go faster. I'm on boxing the Uber, if he complains, I'm punching the bastard. Spill drink everywhere and then my phone's like pass me the bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, now my head's twisted like a rasta.
Yeah, this is ill, bro. What is real?
Grab that man and I'm shaving his head like a Turkish barber. He's knocking with a butt at the dotty and his body phoned up like a bottle of carver. Feds came round and I never said nada. Quick and I'm down in the lager. I never lost face when it came to throwing these.
What is Quad Mover up to now? Looks like a Jawa fucking sandcrawler.
Have a good night, Forevermore. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Good night, Forevermore. Much love, man.
Take it easy.
I've been spending a little bit more time lately learning line of sight. I can finally do like inverted yaw spins without puckering my butthole.
Line of sight.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
I don't know if I'll ever get the balls to do a little flip like that right in front of my face, though.
Yeah, no thank you. Nice, Risco.
quad mover.
Quad mover.
Yeah, you don't usually see him flying FPV.
Yeah, no.
He's fucking towing a glider.
Somebody is.
Imagine getting fucking caught up in that fucking tow line.
That's tough. That's tough.
Oof size.
Little extra wind, little wind gust catches you, don't expect it. You're like, shit. What they're gonna launch it. There we go. Oh, hell yeah.
A jet.
Oh, and he turned inverted and did that shit. That's dope. Because I was inverted. That was sick.
Cool.
Got murders FPV.
See me riding through West Coast vibes, sipping my soul, glittering gold, cruising and rolling, I'm hypnotized, just to feel alright. Turning on and off my high beam lights, gin and cocaine, straight to the brain, banging on the dashboard, losing my mind, trying to feel alright. I don't need no honey right by my side.
Oh yeah, that was sick. Nice. Ooh. Sick park.
Oh shit. Gaps the swing.
Oh, damn. That was tough.
Nice.
Dude's in the flow. You could tell.
Yeah, for sure.
You know this is one of those flights where he's like, where it's like, you're in the goggles, you're like, this is damn good. Like you just know it. Got Darkwing Duck. Flying me. Got some chill tunes. Those are always the best ones, Risco. Like, Like you get off the flight and immediately start fucking throwing it together. Yeah, me neither. I would have forgot where I am out there. Dab time.
Say,
Cause I know the question is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4. Already, the answer is 4.
What's up, Matt?
Thank you.
Mutz?
I sense that question coming soon.
it was. You read correctly.
It is about that time.
Got headmaster teaching us a thing or two.
That was a sick flight, Darkling.
Homie RZFPV.
Nice. I think I saw him earlier in the chat.
Was he?
I think at the very
I must have missed him.
Can't make a mess or I'll lose you for good. And I try to hide you as long as I could. Oh, you give me a reason to like Hollywood.
RZ's like the silent assassin. Doesn't say much, but just comes out and fucking kills it.
Oh man, he's the fucking ripper.
Yeah, he definitely is.
It's fucking nasty. I love this thing.
Yeah, I love that inverted stall he does.
Get my silhouette to fit right. Baby, I can help you unwind, wind.
I can only do that by accident, really.
Yeah, same.
Seems like he does it on fucking command.
Anything to free your mind,
For sure.
holding my breath more than anyone should. Can't make a mess.
RZ, if you're watching this, let's go fly, bro.
I try to hide you as long as I could.
Been a while.
You give me a reason to like Hollywood.
Proxy master.
Yeah, he's for sure a proxy.
You, sir, have reached the final level.
Night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. No relation.
Bob FPV. Dude, this fucking kills it. I love doing that move. I do that one all the time. Where you fucking, you like, look like you're gonna cut back and forth. Like you're like tick-tocking back and forth, like moving in the same direction. It's like one of my fucking favorite things to do. Ooh, damn. Right through that fucking path. That was sick.
Good shit.
That was dope.
Oh, let's see.
I wish my quads flew that clean right now.
8S, so much power. New type of camera. Every colorist needs to know color management like this. So Mr. Bill. Drum and bass. And us. Look at that. Word.
Was that it?
That was it.
That was it.
Excuse me.
Shit. I
Time
made it,
flies when
boys.
you're having fun. You did.
Congratulations.
I want to know. You guys see the new red? You see the new red, Artie? Komodo
No,
X.
I haven't actually.
Yeah, there's a new red coming. Announced and
Well, I
coming.
heard that there was something coming. I just hadn't seen it.
It's funny because, dude, I was reading the comments on something. There's something about it. And there was comments, and it's like the red guys got so snobby about reds that they don't even consider Komodo to be a red. It's just like, goddamn, what kind of shit are y'all fucking rolling with? Jesus. But
Thanks,
yeah,
Risco.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
fucking hell. Thank you, Risco. Love you, man. Hope to see you soon. Maybe Greg will fucking qualify and we'll see him at IO.
There you go.
Shit, I don't even know if I'd be able. I wouldn't even be able to go if I qualified. I don't have the money to drive that, go out there. Unless they're paying for me.
Racing is definitely a
It's
endeavor.
a rich man's sport.
An endeavor. Say the least.
I'll compete in the events that I can. That I can
I
drive
always
to.
just went for fun, and I always just went for fun, and I had a lot of fucking fun, and it was cool. It was a good experience. Good fucking experience.
Thanks, Darkwing.
But there might be
Moisten
some
up, man.
races in Connecticut. I might attend at some point this summer if
I
I
fucking
can get
always,
around to it.
I always said I think racing is great for learning fundamentals and getting outside of you can fly
Have
in a
better
field.
control, more stick time.
Put
I
you in
wanna-
situations that you may not put yourself in the natural world, so to speak. You know what I mean? It since every track is different and they have different
Well, it
challenges.
makes
and
every move
dictates-
intentional.
It
As
dictates
opposed to
what
where,
you have to
where
do.
you
Yeah.
in freestyle, you're just kind of reacting to your environment.
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna make
As
my
opposed-
freestyle so much better once I
Yeah,
start
it's
racing
so much
for a while.
tighter.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
you'll have so much more in your toolbox.
After a shitload of fucking racing, gapping all the things just feels so much better. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
because that's all racing
Get
is
in on it, dude.
fucking gapping. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Risco Chainsaw was talking to me about it the Connecticut Racing League.
Nice.
fuck yeah.
I just have so much trouble remembering a track.
You just
dude.
gotta start, man, and you just gotta start plowing through it. And
You just basically remember them in sections. You know, it takes you as long. It could take you as long as you need it to. Really.
I mean, and it's like sometimes if I get frustrated with a section, sometimes I just stop trying to race and just kind of freestyle
Thanks,
through,
spaghettis.
freestyle through it for a while.
Bye.
Yeah, I
until,
found that
you
like
know, and
like
just
if I'll grind the shit out of a track for a little bit, get as fast as I can on it, and then I'll stop playing for a few hours, or I'll stop flying for a few hours. And then when I come back to it, I'll be able to consistently get that fast time that I was getting and start beating it. It's like you like giving your mind time to set in the fucking
fuck a
shit
day
into long-term
sometimes can
memory.
be, like fucking yeah. Well, that's what I love doing. You know, the other cool thing to do is fucking set up an ultimate time trial for fucking brushless whoop. You just need like a chair and a gate or two, and you can set up a thing and just fucking go fucking ham with a fucking brushless whoop.
Word.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, word.
I mean, bro, some of like, dude, you watch like AK and fucking Joshua Loxon, Wild Type. You watch those dudes fucking run tracks,
Yeah.
run Russell's Whoop fucking tracks. It's like they're flying their 5-inch on an actual fucking racetrack. You know, they're fucking getting it. And like, the guy that designed this year's qualifier, man, he flies a shit ton of whoop. You know, he's fucking fast. And then it all translates. You know, especially with how good fucking brushless whoops are getting, like, it, you know, even micros, man, in general.
Word always will. Much love.
Much love, Will. Getting in that Call of Duty, getting in the doty. I feel that. Well, word. Well, if you make it to Rampage, have a fucking blast, be safe. And then next week we'll see the beginning of brace yourselves, the Rampage videos are coming.
I can't wait to see what they did. I mean, I'm still curious.
Always good to see what happens.
You know, I would love to be there, but I just can't afford to do that.
Not in the cards.
Me neither.
Not in the cards.
Not this year.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to, you know, bring me along as a celebrity guest.
Yeah, his number is 555 867 5309.
You just gotta solicit yourself on Only Ducks, Greg, and you can make that money. Make that money. Get that money.
Quack.
Quack. Well, right on. All right. Well, shit. We're out of here. We love you guys.
Yeah.
You guys fucking have a great weekend. Send it. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting out and sending some shit this weekend myself.
Be safe. Always dip and worry free.
Dip all the things worry free.
Yeah. Be
All the
safe out
things
there.
worry free. Bye.
Bye.
Fucking split ass. I could do a fucking split ass. Done a million times. I could do a fucking split ass. You pop up, and then roll. Then you, that is a split ass. Fucking split ass. I could do a fucking split ass. You pop up, and then roll.
I mean,
Pop it. You roll.
I don't buy
And
into
then
whatever
you go
fucking
in
bullshit you're saying.
to the shit. Powerly, blind, powerly, then, powerly, blind, powerly, then. I could do a fucking split ass. Roll, then you, that is split ass. Fucking split ass. I could do a fucking split ass. You pop up, and then roll.
I mean,
Pop it.
That's pretty much the only trick that I know.
You guys.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.